Links, Chris here from AppSumo, and today I'm super excited. We got another product walkthrough webinar for you today. Today we are joined with Boost. Boost is a unique email list building tool that uses social network APIs to quickly create opt-in links so you can generate more leads. It's available on AppSumo right now, starting off at just $49 for lifetime access. I've actually been playing around with it myself recently, so I'm super excited to dive into this today. We are joined with Huang from the Boost team. Before we dive in, I want to go over two quick things. One, if you have any questions, drop those in the Q&A box below the video. We will circle back to them at the end. Number two, if you have to leave for any reason or you miss anything, we'll be sending out a replay later today, so you can check that out, go over anything you missed. That is all I have on my end. So Huang, I will turn it over to you and you can get going on this awesome walkthrough you have prepared.
Okay, thank you very much, Chris. Thank you very much for the introduction. So, hey, this is Huang. Boost today, as well as the strategy behind Boost. And I actually emailed my list today, sending them to this webinar, saying that I'm gonna share with them the #1 underutilized strategy when it comes to list building and lead generation. And I'm gonna show that to you in a few moments. So the strategy that I'm going to share with you is
sorry
actually—
to interrupt. It looks like your screen share has cut off.
It's cut off?
Yeah, it stopped sharing your screen.
Is it okay now?
Let's see. There it is. Okay, I got it now.
Okay. So yeah, if you are a Boost user, then you will definitely get a lot of value out of this webinar because besides from the walkthrough and demo, I'm going to share with you the strategy and some of the methods that I've used Boost myself. And even if you are not a Boost user, you will still get a lot of value out of this because the strategy that I'm about to share with you is actually very common. And it's not widely used at the same time. How fun is that? So very common and not widely used at the same time. And I'm show you what it is in a moment. So before I get into the content, I want to share with you this quick video right here. This is the video clip that I record from my own Boost dashboard. So I ran a campaign recently, and as you can see, out of 1,665 clicks, we got 1,200 email subscribers. So that's pretty good, a conversion rate, over 70%. So if you want to know how to get the same kind of results, so make sure that you stay till the end of the webinar. So I need to hide some of the information right here because they are private information. But as you can see here, these are all valid, verified Gmail addresses that I collect in my Boost account. So imagine that you have a tool that is so underutilized right now, and nobody else is using it. But it's proven by the fact that other industries, other websites have been using it. But when it comes to email marketing and lead generation and business in general, people are not using it. So imagine that you have something like an opt-in form, for example, and nobody else is using opt-in form. How would that change your business, right? You would have a competitive edge over your competitor, right? So before I go into the content on the strategy and the product demo, I want to share with you a story on how I got started with Boost, how I discovered all this myself. I didn't invent this. I was just lucky to find out this underutilized strategy, and it turned into a tool that is easy to use and doesn't require any coding or hiring any developers. So by the way, Chris, how can I see the comments in the chat?
Yeah, you can, you should just be able to click, if you click on where it says more, and then you go to chat, you can see them there. Got some margaritas in there. She says she's super excited to see Boost.
Yeah, I want to see the comments in the chat because it's very encouraging to see what people say.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Okay, so I actually built Boost for myself, for my own use, back in 2017. I was trying to set up some marketing campaigns for myself as well as for my clients. And what I found out is that, like, out of 100 people I sent to my website, my normal landing page with an opt-in form, only about 30% of them opt in. So I wanted to improve that. I wanted to get more people into my email list out of the money that I spend on ads and out of the free traffic that I'm driving. I looked around for ways to improve that, right? And I looked at other marketers to see what they were doing at that time. And most of them were talking about creating values, creating better value, creating better lead magnets, creating better looking opt-in form, right? Write better headlines so people opt in. So yeah, which is all good. But I thought to myself that people who are already clicking to my opt-in form, to my landing page, they are already interested in what I have to offer. Because, for example, if I run ads and the ads are congruent with the landing page, then they should opt in, right? They should opt in because, because they already expressed their interest by clicking on the ads. So why don't they opt in when they land on the landing page? So I was looking for ways to improve that. However, it doesn't come fast. It takes a few months of researching and looking around to see what people were doing. And one day I came on a website, and I see that it also it has a registration form that is very similar to an opt-in form in a way that it only has an email field, right? And underneath that, it also has a Facebook sign up button. So I noticed myself doing this. I noticed myself clicking on the Facebook button immediately without even thinking about filling out the email form, right? So I click on that and I see the site process that is very, very simple, right? I just click on the button and then I click one more time to approve that my email address is being collected, and that's it. I sign up for an account. So I thought to myself, this is very similar to an opt-in form. The difference is that they have the Facebook sign up button. So why don't I add this to my opt-in form? Because just from my own experience, when I use my computer or even my mobile phone, when I scroll down the web, I scroll out on the web page and I see an opt-in form, I'm very hesitant to type in my email address. For example, if I'm using my phone on one hand and one hand I do other things, right? For example, holding a cup of coffee, it's really hard for me to type my own email address. So I figured that it would be the same for other people too. So I saw that sign up form and I started noticing that on other sites, they were doing the same thing at that sign up form. So can you type in the chat if you have seen this and if you have used social sign up to sign up for websites before? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's very common, right? It's very common. And actually websites now, most websites now all have this, right? Most websites, I'm not saying all websites, but most websites have this. Yeah, because it's the easy way for people to sign up. So yeah, I thought to myself that I need to add this to my opt-in forms because it's basically the same thing. The sign up form, the registration form also collects email address like the opt-in form, right? Yeah, yeah. Mary said, I always sign up for social, using social when the option is available because it's the easy way, right? So the sign up form and the opt-in form are very, very similar, right? They also collect information. And when I noticed that when I sign up for these websites, they also send me marketing emails. So it's just like opt-in form, right? They collect my email address. Then what's the difference is that this registration form, they also create an account. Opt-in form doesn't create an account for you. But basically, they are very, very similar. And if you notice that on many websites, like on Product Hunt, they don't even have the email field anymore, right? They don't even have the email field. They only have the Facebook, Twitter, Google, and AngelList. That's it. So yeah, so I thought to myself that I need to add this to my opt-in form. So I dug a little bit deeper into this, and I found that to do this, we need to code. We need to use social SAP APIs, what they call the authentication something. But I just call it social SAP APIs. And then if I want to transfer the email automatically to my autoresponder, then I need to code with the API of the autoresponder as well. And I don't know coding, right? I know coding. Like most of you, I'm not a developer. So the next logical step for me was to hire somebody to do this for me. So I went on Upwork, I posted a job, got somebody within an hour, and assigned the task for him. The next day he came back with a social opt-in form, opt-in button under my opt-in form. And I tested that. It works. And I started to drive real traffic to that. And it worked, right? Most people, they click on the social buttons. Most people, they don't type in the email field. So the test was successful. Then I started to multiply that on other landing pages, on other opt-in forms, and also on my client sites. And what I started to notice is that the more I do this, the more I need to go back and forth with the developer. The more hours he worked on it, the more money I spend on him. And whenever I want to set up a new campaign, I need to tell him that, okay, so this campaign, we need to redirect people to this new URL. This campaign, we need to integrate this email marketing autoresponder for our client. So it's just a lot of back and forth and money wasted. So one day I started to look a little bit deeper into this to see what's behind this button right here. So I actually went onto my page, just like this. My page was looking just like this, and I actually inspect the button, right, to see what it is, right, just to see what it is. And what I noticed is that this button is just like a normal button, right? This button, the developer, he actually built the button using my WordPress landing page builder. And he links to a very special link, a very long special link. Yeah, and if you go to this site right here, you can click on right click and copy this link. And you can go to any browser and you can still sign up for that site. How amazing is that, right? So I figured out that what's important is not the button. I thought that we need to code the social sign up button, but it's not the button, it's the link that's important, right? Okay, so the link can be shared anywhere. Right? So for example, if I sign up for Product Hunt, click on Facebook, right? I will be redirected to a link, a very special link here, very long, ugly special link. And I can copy this to anywhere and I can still sign up for Product Hunt. All right, so that moment is when I literally jump out of my chair because this is having a lot of potential. So can you type in the chat the second problem that you think the opt-in form has? The first problem is it asks people to type. Yeah, this is the second problem. Yeah, privacy is also another problem. The second problem may not be apparent. Yeah, somebody said, a fellow coder here, I can totally understand you jumping out of your chair. Yeah, I don't know anything about coding, that's why. So the second problem with opt-in form, and I don't know about this until I figure out the link, right? This is just a link until I figure out the link. I don't know about this problem, but the problem that I figure out is that the opt-in form can only be placed on your website, right? And normally you have your audience, your subscribers, your contacts over these social channels, for example, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and then you have your website over here. And then when you want to build a list, you always need to drive them back to your website every single time, right? Because your opt-in form can always sit here, can only sit here. What if you don't have a website? You don't have a website, you cannot build a list, right? What if you are a YouTuber, right? You cannot put an opt-in form on your YouTube channel, right? You need to have a website all the time. And your audience is here, your website is here, and your opt-in form needs to be always here. And people need to take another step of going to your website. And then after they land on your website, then they need to type in their email address. So that's another problem that I think this link can solve. So what I try to do is that I copy the link that the developer built for me, and because it's a long and ugly link, what I did is I go to bit.ly and I shorten it. I go to bit.ly and I shorten the link to make it look pretty, and I try to share it around. Yeah, so it works, right? I share the link and people click on it. I say that click on this link and you will get this ebook, and you will also be subscribed to my email list, just something like that. And people click on it, they continue with the Facebook button, and they opt into my list. They get the ebook in exchange. And I put the link on my Facebook. If on forum, I use Google link. If on YouTube, I use a Google link as well. Yeah, so I can copy and paste the link everywhere. Yeah, so I started to think about building a tool for this, because I was doing this for many campaigns, going back and forth, because each time that I want to share something new with my audience, I need to contact that developer again, telling him to change that destination URL or change the email marketing service, right? And another problem that we have with opt-in form, let me show you this. Before I share with you another problem with opt-in form, you need to promise me that you're not going to use this secret to do bad thing to other people. Yeah, you need to promise me that. Yeah, just type promise in the chat before I show you this. Okay. So before that, when I was using the social sign up, right? I was looking around to see if other people have been using this already. And yeah, there are people who are already using this. So this is an article by Neil Patel in 2014. So it's like 6 years ago already. And he shows this opt-in form with a Facebook button underneath that. Yeah, so I know that other people are already using this. Just not many were talking about it. Okay, so there are other case studies, articles on this, right? So it's kind of proven, right? It's kind of proven. And I think it's just common sense, because it's the easier way for people to give their email address without having to type, right? So this is the third problem that happens with opt-in form. So I told you that out of 100 people that I have in my email list, 30% of them opt in. Sorry, out of 100 people going to my website, 30% of them opt in. But those are not all valid people, valid email addresses. So when I looked at my list, what I see is that I see something like this. Let me find opt-in form. I see this very common thing. So somebody names John, and he has an email address called donkey@gmail.com in my list. And I've been sending emails to him for like 6 months. Do you also have this problem in your email list? Yeah, type one in chat if you, yeah. The opt-in form doesn't prevent people to type anything in it. They can type literally anything, any email address. So you can name it fake email addresses, disposable email addresses, so that they can just grab your lead. Okay, so if you search for disposable emails, right, there are like thousands of services out there. They can just go here and copy, right? And what's damaging is that they can use other people's emails. So somebody else can type in my email address here without me noticing it, without me knowing it. And then I receive this email from a valid company sending to my email address, and I haven't registered for it, right? So I will put it in spam. So please don't do this to your competitors. So one way that you can do this to your competitors is you have a list of spam traps email, and you all put in your competitor opt-in form. So yeah, that's the secret. So please don't do that. Okay, so the social opt-in kind of solve all these problems. So first of all, people don't need to type using their mobile phone or keyboard to fill out their email field. Secondly, the email address that you collect are valid email addresses. They are the social networks. They make sure that the accounts are real. They put a lot of efforts to make sure that the accounts are real. The emails are active email addresses. And next thing is that with the opt-in link, you have the ability to put it everywhere. So that's basically the strategy that I want to share with you. It is called social opt-in, and it's been around since 2006. Social sign-up has been around since 2006. And if you search for opt-in form, right, you still see the same old opt-in forms that has been used for like 20 years without any social opt-in. Nobody is using this. Right, so before I continue to the demo, do you have any questions about social sign-up in general and opt-in link in general? Do you still think that social sign-up is something that is new anymore? Yeah, let me know if you have any question on this before I continue to the demo to show you how you can do this without any coding at all. Let me go through. In some website, when I register, I can register with social account, but I don't want with social accounts. I can register with any personal mail from any provider. Do you have the possibility to add an option to register to any email address other than social accounts? Okay, so I'm going to show you how basically what the question is about is how can we add an option for people to sign up with their email address if they want to type as well. So actually on the Boost homepage, we also have that option. We just hide that. So people would choose the social accounts first. But we have the option for people to type in their email address. And I will show you how to do that very, very easily. Is there any conflict with GDPR using social sign-up? So when you use social sign-up, this is the social consent page here. The sign-up consent page is actually belongs to the social network themselves, and the social networks, they make sure that they are GDPR compliant. So this is widely used, and it is used by many websites out there. So you can see it everywhere on a lot of websites nowadays and apps as well. What's the actual website for Boost? It's start.boost.link. Okay. Okay, so I think all the questions are about the specific features of Boost and not about social sign-up. So I'm gonna show you the demo right now. Okay, so here is the Boost dashboard, and I'm gonna show you how to create a social opt-in link, Facebook opt-in link right now. Okay, so let's say that I want to share this presentation. What I would do is I would copy this, go to Boost, create a Boost link, enter it here. Okay, I can customize the preview of my link if I share on Facebook. So I can customize the title, description, and the preview image, right? After that, I can actually set up a campaign so I can quickly apply all the settings at once. But let me customize for this link. Let me customize the settings for this URL only. So for now, I'm gonna use my the default social app, just like this. And let's continue to the next step. Now I can add a pixel or tracking code. Okay, let me add one. So this fallback URL is the URL that we send people to when the email address cannot be collected. So in this case, I'm not going to use a fallback URL. So let's click on continue. So in this step, you have two ways to send people to send their email addresses to your email list. One is with HTML form integration. One is via API integrations. So in this case, I'm just gonna do a demo without any integration for now. So the email address will be collected in the Boost dashboard only. And let me click on Boost link. So that's it. That's how I created a social sign-up link via Facebook. That's it. Comparing to before, when I have to hire a developer or code it myself, then we have this. So now let me click on this link. Let me delete this email address first. And let me demo what happens when I click on this link. Okay, so when I click on this link, right, this link specifically asks for my email address, and the subscriber has an option to confirm, right? The contact can confirm, or they can leave, or they can turn this off to not give the email address. And let me actually confirm to see what happens. So this is just like signing up on websites using Facebook, right? And now I'm redirected to the lead magnet that I'm giving to people. So how easy is that? How is that? So basically, that's the demo. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me share with you other features as well. Yeah, so I want to share that first because I want to show how easy it is comparing to hiring somebody to do it for you or coding it yourself. Yeah, Lisa said, really love this, short and sweet. Yeah, this is like the shortest demo on AppSumo, right? Okay, so if you want to get more complex with this, right? First, if you want to get started, I welcome you to use our domain and use our social apps. But if you want to get more complex, you can go here and first set up your integrations. So you can set up API integrations with all these services, or you can set up HTML form integration if your service can create an HTML form. So go here first, data sync or HTML form integration. After that, go to custom domain and set up your custom domain, right? So I set up an example custom domain here, right? And we have specific tutorial for you to follow step by step. And after that, go to custom social apps if you want to use your own apps. So what this is going to look like after you set up everything. So this is the demo that I set up for AppSumo. And what it looks like is you have a white label dashboard. If you have an agency account, you have a white label dashboard. And you can create links. Let me create a quick link using the AppSumo apps. So let's use AppSumo apps. So AppSumo, Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. All right. Next step. Let me skip this for now. And let's create this, right? And you can create links with AppSumo domain or your own domain that you add here. So basically that is just as simple as that. It turns a very complicated process into something very, very simple. So now I think it's time for the question, because I think the demo is the basic of the demo are just that. So Chris, are we ready for the questions?
Yeah, let's dive into it. All right, going through some of the ones that I'm seeing here. Are content upgrades possible within blog posts in exchange for email capture with Boost?
Content upgrade is not possible at the moment. However, we've put on our to-do list to research into integration with WordPress, because many people are talking about how to only allow people to access protected content. So we'll be looking into WordPress to only allow people who opt in to access WordPress protected content. So that will be in the future.
Awesome. All right, next one. Let's go through. There's a lot in here. Can you add Send in Blue to the integration list? Somebody's asking in here.
Sendinblue. 1 second. I think yesterday I tested with Sendinblue and it works. With Sendinblue, what you can do is you can use the HTML form integration, and I created a tutorial video, and it's not finished editing yet. So tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, it will be finished editing, and I will upload the tutorial for Sendinblue, and you will know how to use it with Sendinblue HTML form.
Awesome. All right. Next one, can Boost let's see, is it possible to integrate Boost on an internally developed website for PHP and MySQL, which functions as an Eventbrite ticket office with a space dedicated to organizers and customers wishing to buy tickets? So I guess asking about how this would integrate with an internally designed website.
If you're already having a custom developed website, so and you want to integrate deeply within your system, then I think it's best to integrate with the social API directly, because then you need to like set up password for users as well, right? So, but if you don't need a deep like integration, do what we do on our website here. So what we do here is we create these buttons using a WordPress page builder called Thrive Architect. Right? We create this button, we put some logos on here, and we link to the Boost link. And once we receive the email address of the subscriber, our system automatically generate the account for the subscriber and a default password. So I think that's the best way that you can integrate with any system or any websites. Basically, create a button that links to a Boost opt-in link, and then receive the data and secure it in some way and generate the password for the users in some way. But it will need custom coding for sure.
Cool. Okay. Got a lot of people asking for integrations. People wanted to integrate with Kajabi, with Integromat, with SendFox. A lot of requests for more integrations.
Okay, so I see from the questions that I see that there are two types of integration requests. People asking about integrations, whether I can add this button on my landing page. So that is one type of question. Another type of question is whether I can use this with my email marketing service. So for the landing page question, if you're using a landing page builder like Wishpond on AppSumo right now, if you're using the landing page and you want to add a social button on the landing page, right? It's very easy. Just drag and drop the button element to the page, change the logo into Facebook or Google or whatever you want, and link that button to the Boost opt-in link. That's it. That's how you put Boost on any landing pages or websites. So moving on to the second types of questions. Can Boost integrate with this or integrate with that? So Boost has three ways that you can use to integrate with other email marketing services or CRMs. And Zapier, I'm not counting Zapier, right? So three ways. First is direct API integration. The second is HTML form integration. So HTML form can be created in a lot of email marketing tools, and we have a dedicated page for email for HTML form. Okay, we will continue to create more videos, more tutorials on HTML form. The third way that Boost can work with your system, not directly integrate, but can work with your email marketing service, is that let's say that you have a form that has that needs to collect more fields than just email address, first name, and last name. What you can do is you can use Boost to pre-fill the information so that your visitors, they don't need to fill the email address, the first name and last name field. And we have a tutorial for that right here. So what you can do is you can pass the Boost, the information collected in Boost to your destination URL. Okay, so actually, if somebody asking about that, I will share the tutorial later. But what you can do is you can send the information to the destination page and have that pre-filled so that people don't need to type in their email address. So those are three ways that can work with your tools. So for specific tools, we will need to check whether they can create an opt-in form or their field can be pre-filled.
All right, let's see here. Okay, got a couple more coming through. How many AppSumo codes is needed for an agency with 50 clients?
It's five codes.
5 codes. All right, there we go. What do you do with that link that you created? The shortened URL, do you put it on a homepage, a blog post? What does it look like on the front end? What's the step after creating the link?
Okay, let me share the demo again.
Yep.
So this is the link that I created, right? And let's say that I'm a visitor seeing this link. Somebody posting on Facebook, opting to receive this ebook from AppSumo. I click on it. And what happens is that it takes me to this page. I can select whether it shows all the social networks, or it shows only one, or it shows only two, or it redirects directly to one social network. So in this case, it shows 4 social networks here. So people, if they want to opt in, they can click on the social network that they want to continue. So let me click on Google. Okay, now I have the option to, it says clearly here that I'm gonna continue to appsumo.rocks, and let me continue with my email address. And they land on the lead magnet that I promised them, and their email address is collected inside. So let me reload real quick. Yeah, so basically that's how it is.
All right, easy enough. Cool. Let's see what else.
Yeah. My email address is collected here. Yeah, just like that, without any typing needed.
Nice, very cool. Is it possible to add Boost in the registration process on a WooCommerce or WordPress site?
Registration process, we have a lot of questions on this. So we will be looking into WordPress as well, because Boost is now for list building and lead generation. We cannot create account yet. So for registration, you need to create account for people. You need to create password as well. So that will need deeper integration into the systems of WordPress and let's say WooCommerce and even Shopify. We will need to look into that. So right now, Boost can collect the email address, and the focus is on email marketing. It's for lead generation. It's not for registration on website or login. So right now we focus on that. And I want to be honest, and I want to share with you this. If you are using WordPress, there are already WordPress plugins that allow you to sign up, that allow you to create a sign up button for Google, Facebook. You already have plugins on that, right? They are just not as flexible because they don't create social links. They don't create social opt-in links. So Boost takes a different approach. We don't want to like copy them. We want to take a different approach and cater to a different audience, which is the people who are using opt-in form, who are using the same old opt-in form for years. We want to cater to that audience first before moving on to other things.
Awesome. David is asking, can I customize the wording on the Connect with Facebook button?
We are actually building that in a moment. So it will be ready, I think, within the launch of Boost on AppSumo. We are working on that.
Awesome. All right. When using the HTML integration, will tags, starting campaigns, workflows, etc., be transferred to the list provider? Example, I'm on Drip, which I would prefer a direct integration though.
Can you say the questions again, or
Yeah,
maybe?
I guess they're wondering when using the HTML integration, will the tags, the starting campaigns, and the workflows be transferred to your like email service provider?
The tags, meaning the tags in Boost. So the tags in Boost is just for organizational purpose. So organizing the links is not like the tags in email marketing service like ActiveCampaign. So the tags are for just organizing the links only. So we don't transfer the tags over. So when you set up your form, your HTML form, you need to set what the tags people will have when they opt in via this form. So whenever we send the data through that form, people who go through that form will automatically have that tag. So Boost don't send the tags over, except when you have like direct integration, for example, for ActiveCampaign. So the tag, I want to be clear, the tags on here are for like organizing purpose only, not like contact tags let's say ActiveCampaign.
Cool. All right. And lastly, what are some of your favorite ways to use a QR code?
Favorite ways to use QR codes on physical products.
Mm-hmm.
Many sellers, they are selling products and they don't collect the details of their customers because they don't know how to, right? They don't know how to, and they have the website, and rarely people see like website address on a product, and they type the website address in their browser and go in there and opt in. Okay, so if you have a QR code, now people are more used to scanning QR code. We have like Google Lens and everything like support QR code nowadays. So put that on your physical product, right? Put that on your physical product and say that if you scan the QR code, we can also have a lead magnet for people who scan it. And once they can scan the QR code, they click a couple more times and they opt into your list. So physical product would be the way to go. And also like offline events as well.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, Huang, that is all the time we have now for questions here. I'll come back on. But thank you so much for taking the time to go through all this. We had a hearty turnout of Simulings. I know they're really excited about Boost. I'm excited about it too, thinking about a couple ways we can use it on AppSumo for some of our social media campaigns. But thank you for taking the time. For everybody on here, again, Boost is available on AppSumo right now, starting off at just $49 for lifetime access. So very, very good deal for you guys. I remember I heard once, it's like, if you can get an email subscriber, that should be about $1 per month per email subscriber if you got a good sales process and things like that. So doesn't take many emails for Boost to pay for itself, especially with, the increased conversion rates that it can provide. So definitely check it out. Again, it's available there. You can stack codes if you're looking to grow that as well. If you have any questions, you can reach out on the AppSumo deal page. We'll hit you up there. And again, it's all backed by the AppSumo 60-day guarantee. So get yourself a Boost code, play around with it, get it set up, see how you can increase those conversions and leads, and let us know what results you guys have. But other than that, thank you guys for now. Huang, thank you so much for taking the time to hop on with us.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll be chatting again soon.
Thank you. Thanks everyone.
All right.
Goodbye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.